terrible at filming myself. Hello, and welcome to how to make an animated short, the tutorial. All ideas in this short are mine, I invented them, and you're not allowed to use them without paying me. Step 1, you need an idea. I assume you already have an idea. Most people have some ideas, or you can just steal one. That's good too. Step 2, you write it down. If it's all dialogue, you can do a script, or just write what is going to happen, because that's a lot easier to do than draw it, and it'll organize all your ideas. Step 3, audio. If there's dialogue, you need voice actors and possibly recording equipment. I record everything on my iPhone 6. Last year when I made Genders for Liberals, I just went around my school and picked people up out of the hallways, and it was a lot of fun, so.
Hello?
Hello, Miss Shimon.
If you're trying to be professional and avoid copyright for your music, then you either need to license it, use copyright free, or get a composer, hire a composer, or you can compose it yourself if you know how to do more than one thing, but I do not. For Genders for Liberals, I had a composer for one of the songs and licensed another song. It cost $50, I don't know, so. Then sound effects and editing all the audio, I put those off until the very end because I don't necessarily have to do them till the very end, and I don't like audio. All of that, or you can just take an existing audio and work off that, which is what most animators on the internet seem to do, and is also what I'm doing right now. I've taken another song from the Christmas conglomerate, Hark Harold Cum, this Christmas. Step 4 is design. You need to draw what everything's going to look like in the film before you draw it in the film, or you can make it up as you go. I do that for a lot of things, surprisingly, because I'm lazy and I don't have time. I cut a lot of corners, so character sheets, item sheets, backgrounds. I only ever make full turnarounds for the main characters. All the other characters get shoved onto a single sheet. I don't have time to make that. I don't have time to be consistent anyway, and I've never made an item sheet. It's a problem. I've seen some people draw their backgrounds after the storyboards. Just draw your... that doesn't make sense to me. Just draw your backgrounds now, then you can put them in the storyboard and work off of them. I don't do it. Step 5, storyboarding. You draw what the animation is going to look like before you actually animate it. On the internet, there are so many polished, sexy animatics, and I adore them, but if you're just making something that only you are going to look at and just you are going to animate over, I would recommend cutting some corners. You don't need to make it look that nice. You just need to draw something that when you look at it, you know what it's supposed to be, and that demonstrates like the general motion and poses of a scene. Step 6, animation. Now you may be feeling nervous because you don't know how to animate or you don't think you're very good at it, but luckily I have a revelation that's going to solve all your worries. You don't have to be good at animation if you're making a short. That's why we make the shorts. Just look at animation tests on YouTube, then look at animated shorts. What are you focusing on? If you're animating something for the sake of animation, then people are going to judge it on the quality of the animation. But in a short, there's this whole narrative, music, comedy, tragedy, drama, all this stuff that's going to distract them from how terrible your animation is. Now look at my animation. It's not very good, it's not skillfully done, but the audience is far too focused on the horrible contents of my drawings, or the fact that Ben Shapiro's in it. So if you're making a short, you don't have to worry that much about, just animate where you're at, it'll be fine. Step 7, color. I do not clean up my animation ever. So I manually color all of it, every single frame. It is very tedious and time consuming, so maybe don't clean up your lines. Step 8, compositing and effects. Now, the finishing touches are not something I put a lot of time into. By the time all my manual coloring is done, I'm already burnt out and like 4 days away from the deadline, so I export everything as like an MP4 instead of the layers that any complex special effects would require, and then I slap it all together, put on some, do all the sound editing that I should have done like months ago, and then I call it done. But there's a lot more you can do with lighting effects, filters, good sound design if you just start looking at a few Adobe After Effects tutorials. Step 9, it's time to profit. There's a lot of things you can do with your abomination now that it's complete. You can put it on the internet and receive fun comments. You can show it to your friends and family.
Wow, that was overt homophobia even for that time period.
Or you can enter it into film festivals and contests, which I have done. As you can see here, I was awarded Ugliest Animated Film and Biggest Peepee by Papa's Film Maria. And if you found this helpful and you do make an animated short film, you should DM it to me on Instagram so that I can leave you a fun comment. It sounds so uninterested. That's just how my voice sounds. I'm sorry.